I just thought we'd done everything, and I swear to God, we hadn't done Logan yet, but I said, Logan's going to be my last. I knew what the script I was excited about. I thought this is going to be perfect.
I occasionally work with a group called Pacific Wild, and a guy named Ian McAllister who runs Pacific Wild, and I just love everything they do up there. So my hope is to go up there and get a distant look at a spirit bear.
Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds have become so intertwined in pop culture that fans often consider them a comedic duo. From playful social media roasts to hilarious cameo pranks, the two stars have entertained audiences for years with their light-hearted rivalry. However, in recent weeks, an unexpected rumor took the internet by storm. Speculation spread that Ryan Reynolds had been fired by Marvel. This claim sent shockwaves across social media, with some fans reacting with disbelief while others voiced frustration at the possibility of losing such an iconic character. The rumor alone was significant, but what truly intensified the situation was the claim that Hugh Jackman, Ryan's longtime friend and comedic sparring partner, had finally broken his silence on the matter. For many Marvel followers, the idea of Ryan being let go seemed implausible. He has become synonymous with Deadpool, and fans have eagerly awaited his character's integration into the broader Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. Yet, despite the skepticism, articles began surfacing that cited vague sources claiming Marvel had reached a breaking point and decided to part ways with the actor. Fans were desperate to know whether Hugh Jackman would respond to the rumor, given his deep ties to the Wolverine character and his well-documented off-screen friendship with Ryan. Online communities dissected every potential clue, searching for hints in interviews, social media interactions, and press statements that might confirm or debunk the claim. First, the notion of Marvel firing Ryan Reynolds seemed highly unlikely. He is, after all, one of the most bankable stars in Hollywood, known for using his social media presence brilliantly to market film projects, even those outside the superhero realm. Marvel Studios has a reputation for carefully managing major announcements and fostering long-term relationships with high-profile actors, making the abrupt removal of Ryan seem improbable. Despite this, speculation persisted, with some pointing to Deadpool's edgy and often crude humor as a potential source of friction within the more family-friendly Marvel brand. Fans theorized that if creative differences had reached an impasse, Marvel might have taken the drastic step of removing Ryan from future projects. Others dismissed the rumor as yet another fabrication born from the internet's insatiable hunger for controversy. Regardless, the debate raged on, with early discussions centered around rumored conflicts about how Deadpool would fit into the MCU's tone and continuity.
No, I always thought I'd end up as in law enforcement, like my family. So I didn't imagine that acting was a way to get out of the house. It wasn't really like a passion when I was a kid. It was something that I was already doing at home, to survive. So right. You kind of, I noticed when I was a kid, making people laugh was a great self-defense mechanism. It really helped me kind of navigate my way through my own home with my older brothers and my dad, and I could diffuse them by making them laugh.
According to these unverified claims, Ryan Reynolds was at odds with certain producers over whether Deadpool's R-rated humor could survive in a PG-13 environment. Alleged insiders suggested that these disagreements escalated over script changes, potential cameo appearances in other Marvel films, and conflicting creative visions. Meanwhile, fans pored over every interview, analyzing the subtext of seemingly innocuous statements made by Ryan and Marvel executives, searching for any hidden clues that might confirm the speculation. Amid this whirlwind of rumors, a particularly striking claim emerged. Ryan had been fully let go, and Hugh Jackman was about to address the matter publicly. But why was Hugh's perspective considered so crucial? For years, he and Ryan have engaged in a friendly, ongoing feud that fans have followed with equal parts amusement and fascination. Their dynamic began when Ryan first appeared as Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine, a portrayal widely panned by audiences and one that Ryan himself has openly mocked. Since then, their banter has fueled viral social media exchanges, hilarious cameo appearances, and interviews packed with playful jabs. Hugh famously retired from the Wolverine role in Logan, at least until the shocking revelation that he would return for another adventure alongside Ryan in the upcoming Deadpool installment. Given their strong professional and personal connection, any news regarding Ryan's rumored firing inevitably dragged Hugh's name into the conversation. If Ryan was indeed dismissed, What would that mean for Hugh's highly anticipated involvement in the MCU? Hugh Jackman is known for his graciousness in interviews, his admiration for colleagues, and his talent for playfully dodging questions about major industry secrets. Fans who hoped he would deliver a decisive statement on Ryan's rumored firing latched onto even the most ambiguous comments. For instance, when Hugh mentioned in an interview that he had a lot of respect for certain Marvel folks, some speculated that he was subtly referencing the supposed falling out between Ryan and the studio. Others analyzed older quotes about the difficulty of meeting fan expectations, twisting them into possible hints about Ryan's situation. None of these interpretations were backed by concrete evidence, yet that didn't stop rumor blogs and social media from spreading sensationalized headlines such as Hugh Jackman confirms Ryan Reynolds' Marvel exit, or Hugh Jackman calls out Marvel execs. Amid the chaos, some voices urged fans to remain calm, pointing out that neither Marvel, Ryan, nor Hugh had made an official statement confirming any firing. In fact, across various reliable industry sources, all signs suggested that the partnership between Ryan's Deadpool and the MCU was moving forward as planned.
Yeah. My relationship with my father, which was very complicated and difficult. My dad was a very, I come from a middle class, kind of blue-collar home, and my dad was just of that generation, where it's just like, he was Clint Eastwood, less is more. Simple grunts is how he communicated.
Okay, gotcha.
I think people tell themselves stories, and this sort of comes back to your worldview that you just mentioned about.
Despite the reassurances, the rumor persisted. Some speculated that Ryan must have done something drastic to push Marvel to the brink, and that Hugh's reaction, whatever it might be, would offer critical insight into the truth. With speculation reaching fever pitch, every public appearance Hugh made, whether for an interview, a charity event, or a casual social media post, was met with questions about Ryan's status. Interestingly, Hugh skillfully avoided directly addressing the rumor, instead keeping the focus on light-hearted banter when Ryan's name came up. Some fans took his silence as confirmation that something significant was happening behind the scenes, while others believed he was simply refusing to engage with baseless speculation. Even entertainment journalists attempted to corner him for a direct answer, but Hugh masterfully deflected with his signature good humor, never outright confirming or denying any alleged dispute. Then, in a casual press junket for an unrelated project, a journalist asked Hugh about the swirling rumors regarding Ryan's departure. The question was framed as though Ryan's termination was already a confirmed fact, implying that it would affect Hugh's potential role in the MCU. Looking slightly amused, Hugh reportedly responded with a mix of humor and mild exasperation. According to attendees, he joked about how that rumor gets bigger every time I hear it, effectively casting doubt on the entire story. While he didn't provide a formal statement, Hugh's tone suggested that he found the rumor both unexpected and somewhat amusing. Fans immediately took to social media, interpreting his response in various ways. Some took it as definitive proof that the rumor was false, while others claimed that he was being deliberately vague to avoid contradicting any future Marvel announcements.
I would say that they're more surprises because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not like, it's not just like a, hey, there's the person and we move on. It's they're there for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you said it just earlier, but I wanted to go back on that. You think that this might be the greatest film that you've...
I mean, look, most of the time when the movie is this much fun to make, you out bad.
For many, Hugh's comment was the closest thing to an official stance. If Marvel had truly fired Ryan, they reasoned, Hugh wouldn't have responded with such a relaxed, comedic attitude. At the very least, one would expect some level of disappointment or frustration from him, especially since such a move could jeopardize the long-anticipated Wolverine-Deadpool crossover. The fact that no frustration was evident in Hugh's remarks led many to conclude that the rumor was either wildly exaggerated or entirely fabricated. Interestingly, as soon as Hugh's remarks made headlines, critics pointed out that Marvel itself had yet to issue a clear denial or confirmation. Typically, when major casting shakeups occur, respected industry publications such as Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, or Deadline report on them with official statements from the studio. In this case, however, the story remained largely confined to speculative blogs and social media chatter. This lack of coverage from reputable sources only reinforced the notion that the rumor lacked credibility. Meanwhile, Ryan Reynolds maintained his usual comedic and light-hearted presence on social media. He continued posting unrelated tweets, engaging with fans, and teasing upcoming projects, all without acknowledging the controversy. Observers noted that if an actor of Ryan's caliber had been removed from a major studio project, there would likely be a more tangible shift in his online activity. Perhaps a strategic rebranding or a series of cryptic posts hinting at behind-the-scenes drama. Instead, Ryan's outward behavior remained consistent, further undermining the credibility of the rumor. Despite this, some fans clung to the theory that Marvel was involved in hush-hush contract disputes or creative disagreements regarding Deadpool's future in the MCU. Others questioned whether Ryan's insistence on maintaining Deadpool's R-rated roots had led to an irreparable conflict. However, without any official statement from Marvel or concrete evidence supporting the claims, most dismissed the speculation as nothing more than internet-fueled drama. Ultimately, the rumor did not align with reality. Hugh Jackman's light-hearted response, Ryan Reynolds' unbothered social media activity, and Marvel's continued silence all pointed to one conclusion: Ryan was still very much a part of the MCU.